What's your read on the Candace Owens situation right now? Do you think the text she shared of Charlie rethinking Israel is legit? Do you think that there's some truth to that? And also, I mean, with how deeply he was informed by evangelical beliefs, I mean, turning on Israel would be a massive big deal, but conservatives are largely drifting from it. I mean, like, what's your view on any of that? I
Uh,
mean,
Candace has been off the deep end for many years now.
she's an unreliable narrator, so it makes it a little
Right.
tricky. Yeah.
So yes, the texts that she showed are real. Andrew Colbert admitted to that. But whether or not that's the full context or the full conversation or, that certainly is up for debate. She is not a good source, even if the texts are real. But that letter that Charlie Kirk wrote to Netanyahu was real. And he talked about, I am pro Israel. And he's been pro Israel for years. He was never backing off of that. But he also knew that there are many people in his audience that were, as you say, questioning, moving away from, and he could not fight that battle alone. We talk about using Tucker at his events and answering
Mhm.
those questions. That's why he wanted Netanyahu to do things differently. But I do think that there's a reason Candace has not been invited to a Turning Point event in years. And as you can see, she is burning every bridge, boat, whatever she has now because she's a conspiracy theorist. She's coming up with conspiracies. And sometimes there's texts that are true that go along with that, and sometimes there are not. And Turning Point's had to answer for them, but again, I don't think anyone cares outside of the 4 or 5 people the 4 or 5 million people that Candace has in her audience.
I was going to say that's a big downplay of her audience size.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Yes, I
she's
do want to say she has a large audience.
and yeah, massive audience of people who are concerned with this. And I think that's the other piece of this too is there's a massive amount of people in that space who are rushing. I mean, Benny Johnson is grasping for as much audience capture as he can.
Mhm.
Candace Owens is obviously doing the same. Ben Shapiro is obviously doing the same, trying to harness some of the audience that's very interested in these topics right now. So it'll be curious to see where that goes, whether Turning Point hires a lot more personalities over the next year or so. I mean, there's a lot that could happen.